Hello and welcome to Zeta Chivalry to Survivor runs. Today's map is Lionspire, and I'm playing with a one-handed mace as requested by the viewers. TLDR, the weapon is quite good, not as good as one-handed axe, but does pack a punch, especially against armored opponents. Without further ado, let's comment the run itself. So in the beginning I got rid of my Morningstar, the primary weapon, and as well as the shield. So why I'm using this class for Mace run is because whenever you're using a 100 weapon with this class, you will get additional 10% speed bonus, which is quite substantial. Also, the Footman class is one of the most survivable in the game, so it's definitely easier to play it than, for example, Vanguard. Now I saw enemy is good 2 against 1, and I'll try to trick him so he cannot land his hit on me. And that's what it is, guys, you see? Don't try to go close in, especially when you see that enemy is quite good against one against many. So all his hits will be a whiff instead. So yeah, just keep spacing, and that's all. I saw that there is catapult boulders are falling very close to my location, so it's pretty not safe to be there. Also, I was shot by an archer, so try to heal up, and then I'll join the fray again. Again, nobody can insta-kill me, none of the archers can, so that's really good. But need to keep an eye on my health bar regardless, so that's why I hid behind the wooden wall to regain the missing health. Now I got rid of enemy close to the catapult too. Not the cleanest fight, to be honest. Again, I'm rusty with this weapon, haven't used it for a long time, so need to remember how it's done. Yeah, so the mechanics are always the same, except you always have to remember the distances. And with Mace and, you know, another one-handed weapons that I'm not familiar with, remembering distance is not so simple. So first few fights do always is a test of my knowledge of the game mechanic, and not the knowledge of the weapon itself, unless the weapon is really crappy and is like, you know, holds a very special place and its unique abilities or unique disabilities, like cutters with its unique disability of not cancelling enemy stack whenever enemies hit with them. So yeah, Mace is not that let's say extremely unique. The only thing you need to watch out is that your weapon does not go through the enemies. I see an archer, so unfortunately enemy has delivered the last hit and received a team kill. So I was not awarded a kill for that archer, but that was 55 damage, which is okay. Again, I like weapons that can insta-kill enemy archers, but for 100 weapons there aren't that many, so I guess it's okay. Now the special attack from standing position delivers 97 damage, and for this class the running attack, the charging attack is awful, so I never suggest using it with any one-handed weapon. Well, at least not with a mace, not with a axe. So yeah, I'm here risking being here because catapult boulders are falling dangerously close to my location. So I just try to retreat a bit. I see enemy is running away, but he can't escape the ambusher, the fastest class in the game. But now catapult boulders are aiming straight into the gates, which is good. So, you know, I can be relieved that hopefully the boulders will not land next to me. And here just picking up easy kills, going behind the knights and hitting them in the head with my heavy stick. So yeah, it's helpful. You see, the idea that why Mace is actually quite good is because the most played class in the game, at least from what I see, is usually always knights. Knights are first, then occasionally, then vanguards are second. Well, not counting archers, of course. And then the least played, I guess that's a footman. Because for some reason, although you have great advantage in reach, the footman class itself, maybe due to lack of healing or something, in healing like healing horn or the flag, people are not really like to play it. Not sure why, because loadout wise it's quite a good loadout. Also a good halberdier is incredible at keeping people at bay. So now light hits, so 2 hits in the head, kills the enemy archer, but that's not enough. He was a bit damaged because I delivered only 80 damage, so each hit delivered 40 for an armored opponent. So for a knight it would have delivered 60 damage. So if we count that, so 60 plus 60 is 120, and we need another hit, so 3 light hits can get rid of enemy knight. But 3 hits would not get rid of enemy vanguard. So yeah, it's good against armored opponent, not very good against non-armored opponent. So and for for more interesting playthrough, I decided to take chicken instead of the usual provided shield. What chicken does is once it's on fire, it gives you first off additional points for lighting somebody on fire. Also, it not only stops enemy whenever you jab with your chicken, it stops enemy attack, but also it does put him on fire. So that fire effect is substantial. It's not like really a lot. You have to wait for enemy to to burn it to crisp, but still that's very substantial compared to all other jabs you can do. So you add additional status effect to the enemy. He's burning, he's losing HP, so one of the quickest reaction what usually enemy try to do is try to go behind their first line and trying to heal, and this is where I can catch them. And the second thing, that burning does obstruct some view, so enemy is gimped in terms of defending or seeing the whole picture. So it's quite useful. Yeah, so just pick up the chicken and just jab it, or just go next to the some fire. Not all braziers work, I know that. You can also walk into fire and then of course heal, so you do not burn to a crisp. But these ways you can actually get the chicken on fire. Even if you drop a chicken now, for example, it will still walk to its spawn, but you could pick it up. But later down the map, you won't be able to pick it up. It will be unpickable. So yeah, also if you throw, the chicken dies and you cannot pick it up. For some reason you cannot do it with dead chicken. You cannot jab with dead chicken, only with a live one. Because the dead one probably doesn't peck that painfully. So I see now enemy has upper hand on the left side, so I decide to retreat. And this is the axe, so the special attack took away around 60% of my HP. So yeah, the one-handed axe is definitely superior and more universal. But Mace is not far off, again, from what I can see, especially against armored opponent, and especially since Knight class is the most popular class in the game. At least from my experience. It's good. It would be good to have statistics, but what can you do? So I see enemy archer try to deflect my blows, and he managed to do that. I also see enemy knight trying to advance, but I, decide to put a distance between us and just heal, because this is important. I'm not here just for one duel. I want to actually survive. But having Mace, which has a quite short range, is a bit difficult to do engagement, especially in like mass melee. And usually it excels whenever you hit somebody from behind. That's like in team objective, it's the best way to get rid of the enemy. So can't really stress this enough. But positioning is really important, and the most important thing in Chivalry survival runs. See it from behind, everybody falls. No problem. So this is how you should engage, and especially it's best if you attack enemy from behind, and then as you chop through them, you move to the friendly lines. So this is the way how to do good positioning and survive. Again, I went into melee, delivered damage, lost half a stamina, so decided to run away, and again look for openings while getting back my stamina. The problem, by the way, there is one problem with having a chicken in my loadout, is that I cannot revive friendlies, and you'll see many times that I could, but if I want to revive somebody, that would mean that I would need to throw my chicken down, and in some places, some map stages, they won't be pickable. So for this reason, I'm not actually assisting friendlies and not helping them to stand up. This is the reason. There's just no interface to tell you that you can do it, because your both hands are busy. Yeah, and if I would you have to choose whether my trusted chicken or teammates who hack me in the back, usually, as always, and deliver team damage. I would take chicken any day of the week. So yeah, the chicken doesn't peck me. So we're capturing the town square. Again, there was a good place to run around, because you can always go behind the enemies. Also, you saw the very perfectly timed jab. So jab works especially good against weapons that are sluggish. Yeah, and now the most not favorite part of this map, the bridge. It's just basically a big choke point with many archers and javelin throwers, the skirmishers, doing the nasty job. So really tough place. Also, I saw the javelin guy just running away with less than half HP because he was red. So I knew all it takes is one hit. So decided to chase him for an easy kill, because I would not have exposed myself too much in the front. Again, since the weapon has a short reach, fighting here is a nightmare. Fighting on the bridge is a nightmare. So always, you know, very often I get hit by the enemy and I'm not even able to deal any damage. And I'm hit by friendlies too, not just the enemy. So yeah, these are problems. Also, there is one hit item here that can insta-kill you if you're being pushed into it. So instead of going forward, I'm really cautiously going around and I try to get rid of it. So now we can proceed further. But this is very important to condition Battlefield to your needs. Really nice ducking, although that was not intentional, I guess. Sort of push the enemy to the river. See, I cannot get him up except by using my bandage. Now I'm low on HP. Again, there's just absolute chaos and carnage going on here. Also, there is a very nicely put flag here, the healing flag. It delivers a lot of healing. I'm pretty sure that whoever is healing with that flag would have received at least 800 points for free, just for the good placement of the flag. And yeah, as this is a choke point, you are getting shot to pieces by enemy archers. So the shield would have helped here, but still, chicken is not too bad either. So chicken definitely is worse in this stage, but it's better in all other stages. At least that's what I found. Shield is still good, especially in defense, but since I'm not a defending player, but rather attacking always, and trying to go around, so this is not my playstyle to use shield too much. Now being burned to a crisp by some enemy fire, but that's not a problem. I have a healing flag here. Again, very good placement of the flag. Helps healing. And yeah, but we're still slowly pushing the bridge. It's not easy, except also you have to run a lot, so not an easy prey for archers. And many things, and also very bad reach. A headshot from enemy archer. Not a bad shot, but I have two flags here now, so I will heal in no time. So again, this is not consequential, it just, you know, takes your mind off of things you want to do, like focusing on the enemies, and instead going around the flags just so you can heal, because going and standing next to the ammo crate is quite dangerous. And now again I'm on fire, and also received an arrow. Again doing the same trick, running around next to the flags. Again hit the enemy active parry, so my block was insta-blocked, and the enemy was able to hit me back. So all the nice things of fighting one blob against the other blob. Not much expertise here, but still I'm able to find some tight spaces and eke out additional kill. So not easy, definitely the toughest part of the game if you're a melee fighter, and especially with short reach weapon, but probably a blast for the enemy archers, for any archers actually, and the skirmishers. By the way, friendlies are using you know, javelins. It's best to actually jump and throw the javelin, that way you won't hit friendlies in the back. Again, the enemy was able to defend pretty well. Now I saw I'm quite low on stamina, so decided to go back. Again, perfectly timed jab delivered me 20 more points, as well as lit enemy on fire. which is also beneficial for me. Now I saw I'm not able to reach the enemy with one hit, so I decided to do a combo hit, then second hit, whilst going back. But still, enemy's weapon has much better range, so he was able to reach me, and I wasn't. Anyway, I received some damage, but then retreated, so not a problem. Again, this is all about positioning. My position was really good. 97 damage. Not enough. And yeah, finally got rid of that enemy too. Pretty hectic game, I would say. And now I have to defend against 2. And I'm again not very good weapon. It's fine 1 against 1, but 1 against 2. Mace is not very good because it doesn't go through the enemies. So axe and shield and sword does go through the enemies. So that means if you are doing light hits, it goes through enemies and doesn't stop on impact. Whereas with mace, light hits do stop on impact. You can argue it's faster that way, and probably is. But that ability that you cannot hit 2 enemies at once is still a bit gimping the weapon. So for this reason, of course, an axe is better. You saw intentionally not going up the ladders, because again, I cannot do that with the chicken. I would have lost it if I did. There's just no pocket for the chicken, especially not the one on fire. Cannot try to, I cannot get friendly up too, because of my 2 hands being busy. An enemy tries to, for some reason, go for me. But I'm quite good with parries, but there is a second enemy that came in. So again, I have to run away because I don't want to be outnumbered there and don't want to lose at this objective. So instead again, hit behind the cart, so archers and crossbowmen find me a harder target to hit. And now I can join back the fray. So yeah, rinse and repeat. Get healed and then engage. Again, hit quite substantially by the enemy. But I was in a good position, so could retreat effortlessly, and that's what I do. Again, going behind the enemies, 1 hit, went behind the enemies completely. Now I know I'm hit by the second enemy. So again, I see the odds are not in my favor. I don't stay there, I just go back, heal, replenish stamina, and then I can go back into the fight. So this is the mindset you should have if you want to do survival runs for Chivalry. And yeah, finally we captured this objective. So now it will be an easier task for me to go around enemies and just get hit in the back. Because the next stage is much more open. And you can go, there's few ways to get into objective. So very good for somebody who wants to sneak behind and deliver damage from behind. At least initiate the fight that way. So yeah, objective wise, again, very few and selective teams can defend this objective. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna win this map. Just for me, I have to keep an eye on those barricades. You saw that the guy was standing and killed there. So yeah, I was killed here too a few times before I learned my lesson and not going there too close. Enemy is falling down from the embattlements. So 1 hit was delivered. Now there are archers, 2 archers who need some savior with savior, but now they actually deliver active parry instead of actual help. So no worries, finally we got rid of them, except friendly archers. Whenever they swing, they deliver also, an enemy can have active parry, which is quite bad. You have to react to those active parries different way. Otherwise you can control the drags and so on, so you can deny enemy of active parries, even not hitting the enemy, so he doesn't active parries. But not every teammate is so mindful. So you have to expect that they will do the worst and just spam the left mouse button, and will always deliver active parry to the enemy. And not pretty good. But this is the limitations you have to do because you're playing Chivalry with online public people. So yeah, some chaos next to the trebuchet. Not the easiest place to fight. Now, again, enemy with a shield it works from the front, but it doesn't work from the back. And there was one friendly who was hacking into the enemy from behind. So shields are good, but usually not very good if you are surrounded anyway. That doesn't help, you know. Nothing can really help you there if you're in bad position. Now I know the trebuchet will go up in flames. So I just want to get away from it exploding, and that way I can able to retain my chicken. Otherwise I would have been blown to smithereens and would be unable to get my chicken back. Because worst case scenario, the chicken would be on the ground and would be slowly making its way towards the chicken coop. And nobody could pick it up. So yeah, that's how it works. So I have to be mindful about that too. Again, 2 hits to kill the enemy, but he was also... Vanguard was also damaged by friendlies. Yeah, no, that's complete carnage. What, 5 against 1? Now, enemy is quite good. He's actually letting my teammate shield him from me. I was also was able to defend from the hit in the back, but that was lucky because I heard the enemies there. And now again, you saw when I came in, I did not swing from right to left, but rather from left to right, because that way my hit could go behind the block of the enemy and not hitting the block. So yeah, that was alternative swing. So you can do it with pressing Alt button and left mouse button, but actually use it with my, I think, mouse 4 or mouse 5, one of those. I know one is doing the alternative overhead, but the other is doing alternate swing. These things are important and just helps you to place your hit correctly. How did I learn that? It's just by a lot of practicing with Chivalry 1. And here the controls are the same, so it was natural and quite easy for me to do that here. And now the enemy is plucked. So yeah, the chicken does deliver 10 damage whenever you kill the enemy with the chicken. But when I calculate, it's more beneficial not to kill the enemy with the chicken point-wise, but actually to injure him. So once he is burnt and on fire, you receive 20 points, not 10 as in case of insta-killing him with the chicken. This is the last objective. This is the end of the map. I enjoyed the game. 42 kills, which is okay, not great, like 2 kills per minute. But still, if I would have taken an axe, I would have had a better time, an easier time in all the fights, especially 1 against many. Anyway, the game was good. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.